How you think you thinking you was ready? You was swearing you was ready, but you wasn't as ready as you thought you was. Keep on moving. Don't stop like the hands up. Yeah. Yeah. Hump day. Yeah, yeah. Let's get this hump day thing going, y'all. Yeah. What? Yeah. Word. Like having Blackjack. They got 21. 21 is not Blackjack, but it wins. What we need? We need a face card and an ace to blow up this place. Word. Blackjack wins out the gate. Yo, 21, you gotta wait. Pick the right cards and it's good. Yeah, if I could win every hand and make sure you do it too, I would make sure that I bet on you. But that ain't the way that it works. Everything's gonna be all right. Don't shirk your duty, your responsibility. Make sure you maximize your abilities to get that money. Yeah, everything's all right. Yeah, yeah. I'm suspicious of something. I don't have no proof, but I just want to make sure. Okay, we good. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. Hump day. Yeah. Yeah. Blackjack. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily. It's the daily go get up Miz show. You think it ain't when it is. You think it won't when it is. We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing. Thinking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talk about it's like having blackjack for you. It's like having 21 for them. You know, life situations, sometimes when you have to make moves, and we all have situations and times in our lives when we have to make moves. Well, sometimes, most of the times we try to make the move that's most beneficial for us. We try to make the moves that are going to maximize our money, our benefits, our pleasure, our families, whatever is important to you. You're going to try to make the moves that are going to improve things the most by making that move, whether that move is a money move, whether it's a comfort move, whether it's a actual physical move, like we're going to move to this part of town or this street or that county or that town or that I already said town or that state or maybe even that country. You try to make that move, but you have to calculate and kind of determine exactly if that move is going to give you the best outcome, the best output, or create the best situation for you. And sometimes in the beginning, it can seem like you did the best thing, you did the right thing, you did the most beneficial thing, and it doesn't always turn out like that. If y'all check out the poll question, we have a list of scenarios that we're talking about, you know, determining whether you get a new job or not. Like what's important to you when it comes to choosing to go to a new job, to quit one job and go to another job. And you know what? Thinking about it, dang, you know, I forgot something in the poll that's very important. Your hours. Your hours. When you go to a new job, when you choose a new job the shift that you work, the shift that the job is, probably plays a big part, a major part in determining whether you want to take that job or not, or whether you're going to accept that job or not. I mean, think about it. If, let's say that a job pays really, really good money, but it's on a shift that you do not want to work on. Like, let's say you are a first shift person. You believe in the 9 to 5, the 8 to 4:30, the 7 to 3:30, the 6 o'clock to 2:30. You know, that the morning. Like, maybe you don't care how early in the morning you have to wake up. You want a morning position, but this overnight position is paying all the money. This overnight position is paying all the money. But that might be your deal breaker right there. Like, I'm not working from 11 o'clock at night to 7:30 in the morning. That's when people sleep. That's not normal. And I get it. I do. I totally get it. But, you have to make a decision about whether that's a good look for you. So I should have put that. I really should have put that in the poll. Well, nonetheless, we can talk about it because we're not just going to talk about jobs in the first place. So we can slip it in there, slide it in there, insert it in there, put it on in there. We know how on this show, we like to put it in. We going to put it in like work. Put it in. We like to put it. Anyway, what up? T. Carey, right? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And Stacy White, thanks for coming through tonight. I see you up late. Yeah. What a sight. What up? What's good, y'all? So that's what we're talking about tonight. That's what we're talking about. It's like when your situation is like having blackjack and this situation is like having 21. Where are my gamblers? Where are my people who go to the casinos? Whether it's a regular casino or one of those Indian casinos they have out there in the Midwest. Y'all know, shout out to the Midwest, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Midwest. Y'all might not really rock with the Native Americans, but Native Americans definitely have their stake out there and they be doing their thing with those Indian casinos. You know what I'm saying? That's their reparations, the Indian casinos. We ain't got no black casinos. We ain't got no reservations. We ain't got no sovereign status. Anyway, keeping it a buck. What I mean by your situation is like having blackjack. If you play blackjack in a casino or just play with your friends or whatever, you gamble, that blackjack is when you have two cards that equal 21. So you have to have an ace and you have to have a face card or a 10. Whatever card equals 10. So that's 10, jacks, queens, kings. 4 cards will do it. And you need an ace. An ace is like an 11. In the game of blackjack, the ace is like an 11. It has the value of an 11. So when you get blackjack, in the game of blackjack, a face card and an ace, you win. You're going to make more than just double whatever you bet. So, thank you. Hold on. I know another one is coming. Thank you. Normally 3 is the magic number, but we might be able to rock out with just 2 sneezes. Nonetheless, blackjack, like if you put up, let's say you bet $20 on blackjack, let's say $25. If you bet $25 in blackjack, if you score blackjack, you're going to win like $35, or I think it's $40 if you score blackjack. But if you get 21, which is as high as you can get, but 21 is not blackjack. Blackjack is only when you have 2 cards totaling 21 points. You can deal, take hits, which means like you want another card. So let's say you have a 6 and a 10, and you're hoping that the next card will be an ace, which will get you 21, which is the highest that you can get. But if you deal up to 21, then you only get double whatever you bet. So if you bet $25, then you'll get $25. But if you get blackjack, if you bet $25, you get like $35, $40. Okay, let me get it. Let me get it exactly right. Because I know I got some some gambling people that are like, no, you got it wrong. If you bet $25 in the game of blackjack and you score blackjack, how much money do you get? $37.50. You get $37.50. I should know this as much as I've played blackjack. I should know that. What up, Jeff Sprayberry? What's good? So you get $37.50. So it's a lucrative thing to get. If you get blackjack on a $25 bet, then you're going to get $37.50, which is a good look. Now the thing is, if the dealer gets blackjack also, then you don't get anything. You don't win and you don't lose. That's what you call a push. A push. And when you gamble and you don't win, it's going to feel like a loss. Because you got all the way up to 21, and that's as far as you can get. Nobody can beat that. But if the dealer gets 21 out the gate, game is over. If nobody else got blackjack. You can't get 21 and beat the dealer. Once the dealer has blackjack with a 2-card blackjack, that round is over. Everybody lose, he collects all the money. So the reason why I brought up this whole scenario is because, like, in a game of blackjack, and it's like the game of life, you might make a move that you feel like is going to be a blackjack move. Like, this is going to benefit you in a major way. And then when you actually make that move, it may seem like it was just a wash. Like, all right, there's some small benefits that are better than where I came from, but it ain't that major to whereas I'm like, yeah, I won. Blackjack out the gate. So let's say like you get a new job. You get a new job and it's definitely paying you more money, but the job is all the way out in the sticks. And so at a time like this, where gas is really expensive, the money that you may have to spend in travel, let's say your job is like, your new job is like an hour away. So the money that you're going to have to spend just to get to the job may take away your raise that you got or your increase in salary. So you thought you had blackjack, but you really only had 21. And the dealer, which is the company, they had 21 too. So that's what we're going to talk about, to get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we going to solve, yo. Talk about to get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we going to solve. I said, talk about to get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we going to solve. I said, talk about to get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we going to solve, y'all. Talk about it, yo. Shout it, yo, at the top of your lungs. Yeah, you got sprung, baby. You was all in, just like Paul Lynn. You remember the comedian Paul Lynn, the actor back in the day? Oh, yo, I remember the cat. He was funny as a motherfucker. I was at this particular time. I like to pay homage to all the ones back in the day. They did damage. Yo, he was on Carol Burnett. Remember Carol Burnett's show? Are you old enough to remember? Yo, that was one of my faves. Yo, I would be laughing so loud I couldn't behave. And even though I was young, I was good. Everything is going to be all right from where I stood. And yo, I look for the better situations every time in my life. 3 kids and a wife. Yo, but life is kind of trite. That's the way it feels sometimes when you don't have some rhymes, because the words ain't matching up and you feel like giving up. For real? Yeah. But you still gotta hang on in. Cause you play long enough, yo, you're gonna win. And hopefully you don't take a big loss. Yeah. One day you go from employee to boss, baby. Yeah. But you still gotta answer to somebody out there. Yeah, somebody here. And I'm all in. And I'm all good. Yes, all good. I'm gonna put my drums away. And we gonna go ahead and get started. We gonna get deep into this thing. We getting a little cerebral tonight. We gonna get cerebral tonight, baby. Baby, we gonna get all cerebral tonight, baby. All right, so are you ready? Are you ready? Your situation is like having blackjack. Their situation is like 21. Your situation is like blackjack. Their situation is like 21. How many times have you made a move in your life that felt like it was a blackjack? Like out the gate, you won. No matter what anybody else cards that they hold, no matter what the cards are that somebody else holds, they're not going to beat you. You got blackjack out the gate. How many times have you made a move like that? Truth be told, some people may feel like they've never made a move where they scored 21. And I understand. Sometimes you can be in a shooting slump or a batting slump. Like, yo, you ain't hit nothing in a while, dog. You ain't got no hits in a while. Maybe you ought to try to bunt or just get a base hit. Stop swinging for the fences. Maybe it's time to stop swinging for the fences. Like in boxing, if you are a boxer that constantly goes for the knockout, you're going to put yourself in positions to be knocked out yourself because you so busy winding up for that big punch when maybe you should be concentrating on just scoring points. Yo, get in a few body shots. Boop, boop, boop. Set them up for that jab. Keep them off you. Keep them off you with the jab. Spring that shit. Bop, 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 bop. You know? Keep from letting them hit you. Make sure you keep hitting them. Eventually you'll win. You won't be that exciting fighter that people like to watch, but you'll be like sort of like Bernard Hopkins. Boxing fans, y'all remember Bernard, the execution of Hopkins? He didn't knock people out a lot. He would his most of his fights went the distance. He would let people stay in the game. Roy Jones did the same thing. Roy Jones fought a bunch of bums in his career. And he would let them hang around. You know, and people said that he was boring at times, but they couldn't deny his skills. He outmatched most of his opponents because a lot of them was bums. But anyway, your situation is like having blackjack. Their situation is like 21. How many times have you witnessed in your own life a situation like this? Or have you always felt like, nah, I only hit up to 19, 18, 19. Sometimes I was scared. I played scared. So if I had a 15, I was counting on the deal of the break. This is all gambling talk, though. This is all gambling talk. So if this terminology is not familiar to some of y'all, you're going to have to excuse me, but you can still hang out. I'm going to go get my chair. And then we're going to continue this thing. Your situation is like blackjack. This situation is like 21. Let's rock, baby. Let's rock. You and I, we're going to rock. Rock out, rock on, and do the damn, do the damn thing. All right, so do y'all understand the concept of what we're talking about tonight? And it's okay if you don't. It is okay if you don't grasp the concept or the situation right away. Right away. Hold on, what we got? What y'all talking about? What y'all talking about? People in the chat. Jeff's rebate. Oh, Gary says, telling our ages. Oh, Carol. Oh, Jeff said Carol Burnett was the show. It was. You know, out of all of the variety shows back in the day, Carol Burnett, because she was funny, man. She was funny as hell. Funny as hell. And they skits, I mean, it was a well-written show. They had good comedy writers on that show. It was a good show. She could sing. It don't seem like we have shows like that anymore. Variety. Do we have any variety shows anymore? You know, like comedy variety shows where, you know, like we had Carol Burnett, we had Flip Wilson, we had Hee Haw. They were all variety shows. So they could sing, dance, act, perform comedy skits. It was good. It was good shit. That made for good TV. That made for good TV back in the day. Observer Melanin said Flip Wilson was great. Hey, he sure wasn't whack. He was not garbage. He was not trash. He was not ass. The Benny Hill Show. Everybody loved the Benny Hill Show except for me. But I told y'all why I didn't love the Benny Hill Show, because the Benny Hill Show was notorious for making you think you was going to see some nudity. You just knew that a titty was going to pop out on the Benny Hill Show, and they would find a way to get you right there with his little creepy ass running around here, you know what I mean, always trying to get some ass. I guess Benny Hill was kind of funny, but not all the time. I think what I didn't like about Benny Hill was how they sped up the film. Like, why couldn't they just show it in real time? I guess that was supposed to add to how funny it was, whatever. But yeah, Carol Burnett was that work. My man Seika Sala is in the house. What's good? He said, nope, it ain't no variety shows no more. I mean, back in the day, you had to have talent. You had to have talent. You know, like sing, dance, act, tell jokes. Shoot, some of them might have done their own stunts. I Love Lucy. Yeah, but I Love Lucy wasn't a variety show. It was just a comedy show. It was just a sitcom. Yeah, it was good though. They did have music, the Babalu. You know what I mean? Yeah, rest in peace to both Lucy and Desi. Lucy and Desi. He the last Cuban. He was the last Cuban. But you know what? Speaking of those shows back in the day and shows after that, where let's say you have a spinoff. You're on a show, maybe a sitcom, or well, most of the spinoffs, it seemed like were like comedy shows. And because they had so many good comedians and good actors and actresses on those sitcoms, many of those actors and actresses were offered shows of their own. Like Good Times came from Maude, I believe. Maude, right? Like Florence or Florida Evans, wasn't she on Maude first? Yeah, she came from Maude, right? And she got her own show. The Jeffersons, they were on All in the Family first. Even on Happy Days, Joni and Chachi, they had their own show for a hot minute. The Joni and Chachi show. I don't know if y'all remember that. You know what I mean? The Joni and Chachi show. Anyway, Frasier coming from Cheers, and he had a good, really successful show. And I'm bringing this up to say this. It might have seemed like you scored a blackjack when you moved from one show to having your own show. You know, the show will be centered around you. You'll probably get to put some of your own ideas into the show or whatever. Like, it seems like a blackjack move. Come to find out, you may not have had as much power in determining how your own show went as you had when you were a co-star on another show. You know? So it seemed like a blackjack move. Like, yo, I'm gonna get my own show. Well, what happens when you get your own show and you find out that they don't want to give you any kind of creative control? You're not really making that much more money as you did on the other show. Or maybe out the gate you were making more money, but maybe the show wasn't as good, so it didn't last as long. Like, not everybody can score a Good Times or Jeffersons, long-running sitcoms. Actually, Good Times didn't run that long. Good Times only ran from what, 75 to 79? I think Good Times only had like a 4-year run, 5 max. How long did the show Good Times air? From 74 to 79. They had a 5-year run. The thing is, back then, they had a lot of episodes in a season. It ain't like now, you know, the Netflix era, the Amazon Prime era, the Hulu era, where they just make 10 episodes, maximum 12 episodes, and you just binge watch all of them. There was no such thing as only having 10 episodes. That was a flop. That meant that your show was so bad that your show got taken off the air after 10 episodes. They would have like 30, 40 episodes. Like, the only time you didn't have new episodes was like in the summertime. And then remember in the fall, the TV guide would come out and you would see all of the new shows that were going to come out for that fall season. That, you know, it's a different time these days. Thelma had the body to see. Man, was she beautiful. You ain't never gonna lie, man. And she's still beautiful. She aged like fine wine. She ain't never not been fine. That Thelma. Yeah. She was very talented. Sing, dance, act. And she was a good actress. She had, on Good Times, she was very, very authentic. You really felt like she was somebody's sister. Like, that's your man's sister that you like, yo, what's up with your sister, though? Oh, no, I ain't trying to disrespect, but damn, man. Let me catch Thelma. You know what I mean? She better not ever give me the eye. But anyway, so it might have felt like you scored a blackjack when you got your own spinoff, when you got your own sitcom, only to find out that, oh, yeah, I should have stayed on the old show and I might have still been on a show. You went to your own show and that blackjack turned to 21 and the dealer had 21 too. And it was just a wash. It was just a wash, baby. I guess if your show gets canceled, then you don't have maybe you only dealt up the 18 or 19 and the dealer got 21. For all my gamblers out there, the ones that play blackjack, you know how demoralizing it is. Let's say, all right, let me ask y'all what you would do. If you get dealt your 2 cards in blackjack and you get 2 face cards, maybe you get a king and a queen, or a jack and a 10, whatever. You got 2 cards equaling 10. Do you rock out with the 20? Or do you split them and try to maximize your money? If you split, that means that you take the 10 and the other 10 and you deal other cards to try to make 21. Now, you might split in the cards if you don't get dealt right, if you don't take the hits correctly or really assess what the dealer is showing. So let's say you have 20, 2 cards equaling 20, and the dealer is showing 17. It's showing 7. Because the dealer goes last, so he doesn't have to reveal his hand until last. So he's showing, let's make it a little interesting. He's only showing a 5. So you're thinking like, all right, he's showing a 5. He probably has a face card under there, which is 15, and he's probably going to deal himself another face card, which is going to give him 25. He's going to break. So Sega Sala is saying that you would stay at 20. And Jeff, you would stay too? Okay. I'm splitting them. Because I don't trust the dealer not to get 21 or 20. I don't trust him. It just seems like his cards seem to do well. So I'm going to split them. Hopefully I get another face card. Maybe I'll get Blackjack. Maybe. But I know I can turn that 20 maybe to an 18 and a 19. And if the dealer breaks, you know what I'm saying? So I will have triple what I would have had if I only won once. Or I'll lose triple what I would have lost only once. Well, not triple, but double. It's going to feel like triple though. But anyway, yeah. It can seem like a blackjack move, only to realize that it might have just been a 21 move, which is supposed to be a winning move, and maybe it is. But nothing beats blackjack. You can be matched at 21. It's funny how blackjack can only be 2 cards. 21, shoot, you can be dealt up to 6 cards and hit that 21. And I've seen it done. And it's very demoralizing when the dealer deals up to 21. You be like, you wasn't supposed to beat my 20, man. You wasn't supposed to beat my 20. You want to make sure that you beat the dealer, get blackjack. Because when you get blackjack and the dealer doesn't have blackjack, you get paid first. You get paid first. And it feels good. You know, you get blackjack, you be at the table like, you already got paid. Everybody else got to still play. You know what I mean? Hey, drink girl, waitress, come over here. Yeah, I just got blackjack. I need me, give me a gin and tonic. Give me that good Tanqueray. Don't give me none of that Seagram shit. The Tanqueray, baby. And a fat ass J of some bubonic chronic that made me choke. Shit, that wasn't no joke. I had to back up off of it and sit my cup down. Tanqueray and chronic, yeah, I'm fucked up now. That's what Snoop was a real rapper. Bro, memory pain. What's that? Oh, memory lane. Okay, all right, I got you. George Jefferson and Archie Bunker would have me crying. What? Yo, people didn't understand the All in the Family show. That shit was classic. That was my shit. That was my shit. You know, that was back in the days when they had good shows coming out of New York. Well, set in New York. That was in those days. Thelma had the body. She's beautiful. Oh, Jeff, you a Texas Hold'em guy. Oh. I never played Texas Hold'em. I usually stay with what I know. Only thing I play are blackjack and craps. And the reason that I play blackjacks and craps only is because, like, I'll play poker. I've never played Texas Hold'em, but what I like about those games is that you get to touch your cards. Like, I don't like games that have any electronics in them. Roulette, you know, you've seen movies and TV shows where the roulette table is fixed. They press this button and it makes it stop it. I don't know if that actually happens, but it sounded feasible to me. I ain't with all that. At least in blackjack, they show you all of the cards first. Now it's like 4, 5, 6 decks of cards. So, yeah, but anyway. Okay. I know the Falcons busted signed in Tua. Yeah, I never thought Tua was as great as people tried to make him seem. I know somewhere out there, Jalen Hurts is like, yeah, Tua Tagovailoa, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. He was great in that championship, wasn't he? You know, he sure was. They benched me for him permanently. But he got his get back. Tagovailoa, how the fuck do you say? Tua Tagovailoa. I don't normally say hard names wrong, but I guess I just don't. Tua. And he won that NCAA championship, the national championship. But Jalen Hurts definitely did the best out of all of them. Out of his class, he won. So they can say whatever they want to about him. Super Bowl MVP, been to the Super Bowl twice. Playoffs every single year of his career. Bust that. Okay. Shika said you should just leave at that point. 5 cards. Sheesh, I'm out. I know. It's scary. Like, let's say you had a 3 and you had a 7. So you think like a 3 and a 7, I got a 10. All I need is an ace. Or I'll take another face card and boom, now I got 20. I'm gonna chill. Then he deal you a 2. Now in my life, if I get 12, that next card is a face card. And I'm gonna be busted at 22. In my life. Almost like pretty consistently. But for other people, they'll get a 2. So now you got a 3, you got a 7, you got a 2, you got 12. Next card, 4. All right, you got 16. The dealer has to deal up to 17. So 16 ain't going to win. All right. It's scary as shit because you only got 5 points left. At 16, you fuck around and get an ace. Now you got 17. You staying? You staying? Huh? You staying? They say if you scared, go get a dog. You scared? Go get a dog. You gonna take that hit at 17? What are the chances you're going to get a 3, another ace, a deuce, a tray, or a 4? Well, I've seen it done. Boom. 2. Now you got 18. What we got? We had a 3. We had a 7. We had a deuce. We had a 4. And now we got a deuce. 18. Now, only a fool would take another hit at 18 because you could only get 3. I've seen it done. Took that hit, boom, 21. Motherfucker. I think that after 5 cards, you should, first of all, motherfuckers think you cheating if you hit on an 18 and got a 3. Like, how the fuck? But you ain't control the cards. We got some back of the bus 3-card Molly going on. Anyway, so anyway, I think that there should be a bonus if you stay in the game after five cards being drawn. That's what I think. It doesn't work that way, but shit, it should. You took 6. If you took 5 hits, come on, man. That's like taking a second shot on a game of Russian roulette. Russian roulette, the ultimate win or lose. Which one of y'all saw the movie The Deer Hunter? Movie came out like 1978. It was like a 3-hour movie. Good ass movie about the Vietnam War. It wasn't necessarily about the Vietnam War, but it was a drama. That was a good ass movie. The Deer Hunter is like one of my favorite movies of all time. Of all time, baby. But remember, in that movie, he was making mad dough, becoming a crazy legend in Russian roulette. What a game. Can you imagine putting one bullet in the chamber, spinning the chamber, you take the hit, boop, click, and they tell you, all right, you survived that round. Pull the trigger one more time. Winner takes all. You get all the money if you survive it. Well, you know, in that movie, he would have took another shot. Damn, Jeff Sprayberry said, Forrest Gump, greatest movie of all time. Slow down. It was a good movie. But of all time? You mean to tell me you've never seen a movie as good as Forrest Gump? Creatively, I think it's hard to beat Forrest Gump. But as far as movies with replay value that, well, I know for me personally, Forrest Gump didn't give me the best feeling. But I would never argue that it wasn't a great movie. Not a good movie. It was great. It was great. Sega Sala says, you mother De Niro scene was epic. That was a crazy ass movie. Crazy. Training Day was better. You think Training Day was better than Forrest Gump? This is getting interesting. Hold on. We about to leave the topic for a minute. Wait. Okay. Since we here, how about y'all name what movie do you think was the greatest movie of all time? In your opinion. Now, I'm going to struggle with this. The greatest movie of all time? What movie? This is nowhere near the greatest movie, but the movie that I've seen more times probably than any other movie was Grease. But it's not the greatest movie of all time. Dan Saker, you so old school, man. Godfather 2, man. I was just waiting for somebody to say that. I was like, I hope we don't have these Godfather greats coming through. And here you go. The Godfather 2. Well, they say that Godfather 2 was better than the original Godfather, but I didn't like the original Godfather. So guess what happened with Godfather 2 for me? I wasn't feeling it. Carrie Zilla. What up, ma? What's good? You don't see the poll? The poll is about jobs. It's about what it takes for you to go to get another job. Let me see. Forrest Gump was 90s AI nowadays. Damn, boy, you right. That is true as fuck. Forrest Gump was literally 90s AI. Wow. Wow. Yo, man. Observer. Scarface was your favorite movie or the movie that you feel like was the greatest movie of all time? A movie where you had to bleep out most of the dialogue. I told you not to fuck me, Tony. Who the fuck you think you're talking to? Yo, you fucking fuck. Fuck. And it's funny because Scarface didn't do that well in the box office. What put Scarface on the map as a classic was VCRs, VHS. When Scarface came to VHS, that's where it picked up all of its notoriety. It was shit at the box office. Damn, Jeff says, remember the Titans is in your top 5? Okay. And Carrie says, Godfather 2 is best. Godfather, it follows Vito. Yeah, I can't get into that shit. Italian mob movie. Not that one. The modern Italian mob movies I liked. But I can't. It was too, that's what it was. It was too Sicilian for me. I was like, no. I'm trying to think, what movie? Damn, Observe says no, Roots was a good ass movie. But it was because it was a mini series. I don't know if you can grade it on the same scale. Jeff says, another Quaalude, she gonna love me. Another Quaalude, she gonna love me again. Alvera! I was only kidding. Another Quaalude, she gonna love me again. You know, you should listen to your wife. You are an asshole. All right. Roots was because it made people very uncomfortable. It did. Damn, Carrie said. Pulp Fiction was a great movie. It was, but greatest of all time, though? I know you're not saying that it was the greatest of all time, but man. I ain't gonna lie, man. This movie might not have been the greatest of all time, but I watched this movie so many times that it might as well have been the greatest of all time for me. National Lampoon's Vacation, the first one. I watched that movie again and again and again. It had me dying. It had me dying. Fucking National Lampoon's Vacation. I was like, this is comedic genius. This here, Clark, they killed the auntie, just put her out. Yo, that shit was wow. Wally World. They got there thinking that they got there first before everybody. He stuck up the. How you gonna stick up the security guard? Like you gonna look? We rode all the way from Michigan. You gonna get me? We getting on these rides. That's what's going to happen. We getting on these. That was my fucking movie. That fucking station wagon went through hell. Oh shit, The Exorcist. Right? Had the auntie on top of the car, like, I'm not riding the car with any dead guys. Christy Brinkley had me open. She was killing shit. Christy Brinkley had me open. Blackjack. The Pointer Sisters soundtrack. That movie was awesome. I didn't care for the other vacation movies. The other vacation movies. They was alright. You know what I mean? European Vacation, Vegas Vacation. The original shit had me crying. Hear no evil, see no evil. But we talking about the greatest of all time. Nightmare on Elm Street was on edge. Had me on edge big time. Nightmare on Elm Street had more comedic value to me than horrific value. But that's just me. Empire Strikes Back is up there. I don't know. Those Raiders of the Lost Ark movies was pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh no. I don't know, man. Lord of the Rings. I never saw Lord of the Rings. I know. I never saw any of the Star Wars movies either. I know. Batman Dark Knight. Batman Dark Knight was definitely the best Batman movie. The Batman movies was ass. They was ass. Lord of the Rings, I might like it. I'm sure, from what I've heard, like I'm a shoo-in to like it. Shoo-in. A shoo-in, from what I've heard. Where'd you go, kitty? She was just here. She just slinked off. Okay. Let me switch back to what we was talking about. If we not done. Jeff said, I fall asleep watching Lord of the Rings. Well, I fell asleep watching the damn Matrix. And I know that the Matrix is a classic movie, and some people say it's one of the most important movies of our time. The first time I saw the Matrix, I was drunk, so I fell asleep on it. The second time I saw Matrix, I saw it at home and I was drunk and I fell asleep on it. I have never seen the Matrix, and I've watched it 4 times. I went to the movies to see The Matrix. I have seen The Matrix 4 times and I have not seen The Matrix. I cannot walk you through that movie at all. I can't tell you the beginning or the end. I'm sorry. I know it's pathetic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. City of Gods. You talking about that Brazilian movie, right? They speak no English. That movie was, if that's the one you're talking about. But I think that was called City of God. Man, that movie was dope. Devil's Advocate up here. That really, Jeff, not me. I can't watch them back to back. Okay. Okay. City of God. The subtitles. That movie is so fucking good, boy. So good. If you've never seen it, check it out. City of God. Good ass movie. Subtitles, though. You're not going to understand, well, unless you speak Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese at that. Portuguese. All right. Okay. Got us talking about movies and shit. Well, y'all know, I've been known to just go with the flow. If y'all want to talk about me, I don't necessarily want to abandon the topic, but go ahead, give me some more. All right. If y'all telling me, I don't think any of y'all told me what y'all consider to be the greatest movie of all time. Bro, I mean, you kind of did. That's how we got here, right? That's how we kind of got here. Original Sparkle with Whitney. Oh, the original Sparkle and Sparkle with Whitney Houston, Jordan Sparks. Both of them were good. But I'll take the original. But I did like the remake. I did. That shit was good. It was. They definitely did the original some justice. Saving Private Ryan. The Entity was crazy. You know what? Observer Melanin. I talked about the movie The Entity on this show on one of our Friday nights. And a lot of people have never seen that movie. Can you please tell people how wild and crazy that movie was? People didn't, like, the people who watched this show hadn't heard of it. That movie was crazy as shit. That ghost just making her life live in hell. They said that shit was based off of a true story. Man. You want to see a wild ass movie? Watch The Entity. That shit is all. Yo, it definitely had horrific value because you're thinking like, what, yo, if this shit really happened? Yeah, they said it was based on a true story though. Jeff says, off today, going to check it out. Yeah, check it out, The Entity. That shit going to twist your brain. Like, what the hell? Like, she got to be joking. The movie, wow. The movie is wild as hell. And she was saying that she could smell the ghost. She'd be like, he was foul. Like, you mean he had an odor? Like, yo, The Entity. Oh, y'all talking some shit now. Yeah, definitely. Any of y'all or all of y'all who've never seen the movie The Entity, definitely check that out. Definitely check that out. I'm going to break down one day and watch the Star Wars series up to the third one, Return of the Jedi. right? It was Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. After that, I'm not watching none of that shit. Those three I know were good because I remember all the ranting and raving that people had done. What else did y'all mention that I need? I need to go and watch The Matrix one last time, which would be my first real time. The Game with Michael Douglas, super underrated. You think it was underrated? I thought it was good. And it's definitely one of those movies, you know, people be talking about like 50 Shades of Grey and all that shit. They say that the Mask or The Game, I'm sorry. Speaking of The Mask, one of my favorite movies. I love The Mask. I fucking love. That was one of those movies I could watch again and again and again and again. But yeah, The Game, they say that was based on how Hollywood really is on the low. I don't know how much of that to believe or disbelieve, but let me see. Carriezilla says my first favorite movie was about mice, and his name was Nim. He lost his home. What movie was that? Because it sounds familiar. Star Wars Rogue? Or is that Rogue? Or do you mean Star Wars Episode 1? Stacey White says, I like Scream, but I heard they was bringing another one back. Another Scream? I don't know if we need that. Observer Mellon says, Trading Places was good also from the early 80s. Yes, it was. 1983, boy. Trading Places was that was a good ass comedy movie. Shit, back in the 70s, Which Way Was Up was a good ass comedy. That was a good ass movie. Very deep, adult storylines in Which Way Was Up. It was a lot of Which Way Was Up had some deep. Yeah, that was in my movie right there. Which Way Is Up? Secrets of Nim. Okay. I've definitely heard of that movie. I haven't seen it, but I definitely heard of it. First Final Destination. All right. Boy, Kim and Troy, they would miss this night. They would miss this night. Kim would be all in. Richard Pryor played all the characters. Excellent movie. Yeah, Which Way Was Up was dope. Really good movie. Even though the acting was pretty much garbage, I like Superfly. And I like Superfly better than Shaft. I didn't really like Shaft. I didn't. I didn't really like what they was doing in Shaft. I understood the significance of, Richard Roundtree being a sex symbol, first black sex symbol on camera. Well, you could say it was Billy D. Williams. But as far as it being his movie, him being the main character and basically getting his way, Shaft. But I like Superfly better. I did. I just like the storylines better. All right. Moonlight was visually and musically great. The sideways part threw me off. No offense. Okay. All right. Set It Off. I came out of Set It Off like, yo, that shit was Set It Off. And What was that other movie that came out the same year? Fuck. With Lorenz Tate. Oh, fuck. Damn it. And this was one of my favorite movies of all time. No, and definitely not when I say Lorenz Tate, I'm definitely not talking about Menace to Society. I'm talking about Dead Presidents. Dead Presidents was my motherfucking movie. I could watch Dead Presidents again and again and again. I just thought it was a very well-written movie with a great plot, great action. I just thought the acting, the storyline, it was good. It was good. And you could tell that movie wasn't supposed to be that good. But it was. Pootie Tang, damn. Yeah, Dead Presidents was my shit. Dead Presidents was my shit. So Set It Off and Dead Presidents, like back to back. I was like, yo, two surprisingly good movies because I didn't know what to expect in either one of them. But I came out of both of those movies like, yo, that shit was hype. But I definitely like Dead Presidents more than Set It Off. No disrespect to Set It Off. But it didn't have the depth, the level of depth and depravity that was in Dead Presidents. Plus, any movie about Vietnam War pretty much gets me. So, we can have a little debate here. I say that Platoon was the greatest Vietnam War movie ever. That's what I say. But other people like Full Metal Jacket better. What do you say? Now, The Deer Hunter, I believe, could challenge both of them and win. But I say that Platoon was the best because you really felt like you had to pick a side in that movie. Barnes side, Sergeant Barnes side, or Sergeant Elias side? Who you with? Sergeant Barnes or Sergeant Elias? Hamburger Hill? Nah, Hamburger Hill wasn't you could put it in the conversation, but the greatest Vietnam War movie? Hamburger Hill? It wasn't the cinematography, and this is actually what I had against Hamburger Hill and Full Metal Jacket. The cinematography, it just wasn't as good. Platoon had you in the movie. You never really felt like you were fighting with the soldiers in Full Metal Jacket. It was like you were observing from afar. With Platoon, you were right there. Yo, you gotta get these gooks off of you. You had to get them gooks off of you. Same thing with The Deer Hunter. With Hamburger Hill and Full Metal Jacket, you felt like you were away watching. You know, you were observing this shit like a reporter. My man Ed from Detroit. My man Ed from Detroit says Hamburger Hill is another good one. Yeah. But like I said, so Carrie Zilla says Deer Hunter. Oh shit, you right. Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now. Ooh, ah, wow. Ooh, ah, wow. Ooh, ah, wow. Platoon is the movie that me and my sister memorized the whole dialogue. We watched that movie, watched that movie, watched that movie, watched that movie. You know how you watch a movie so many times that you really, in your mind, try to change the ending? Like, yo, do not kill Sergeant Elias. Do not kill Sergeant Elias. Whatever happens, you got to change that ending. But maybe because it was based on a true story with that Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone was a great director. For some reason, I always felt like I had a connection with Vietnam vets. I don't know why. I can't explain it. Maybe because I was born during the Vietnam War. But I always felt like I had a connection with Vietnam vets. I've met tons of them. And they're different. Fighting in that war, it was different. Shout out to all of those vets, Vietnam War vets. And that's the first movie we did, the United States did not win. They didn't win that war. They didn't lose it, but they didn't win. They did not win. They had to turn tail and get the fuck on up out of there. Similar to what I think is going to happen in Afghanistan. Didn't exactly win that either. You could say that. I don't. Does it feel like we won that? America used to win wars, like definitively. Like, this is how we gonna divvy shit up. This Iran thing, but I don't want to get into that. Anyway, it says Full Metal Jacket is more about the Marine Corps experience in the 1960s. Right, that's what I'm saying. That's why I like Platoon better. Like, you felt like you was fighting there with Chris. You like every one of those soldiers in the platoon, you felt like you got to know them. You really got to know them. And it says Platoon is my favorite, Hamburger Hill second. Okay. I'm going to have to give Hamburger Hill a second look. Sikasala says Oliver Stone wrote Scarface. No, that's Brian De Palma. You think about Brian De Palma. He wrote, he directed Scarface and Carlito's Way. I don't think Oliver Stone wrote. No, he didn't. He definitely didn't write Scarface. Remember, Scarface was a spinoff. Well, a remake. The original Scarface was about Al Capone. Observer Melanin says, it was the first war to be called guerrilla warfare. Yo, man, the Viet Cong wasn't playing. They was like, you're not going to do to us what you did to Japan and Korea. Not going to happen. Not going to happen over here, sir. There was no difference between North Vietnam and South Vietnam. And that's what we had to find out the hard way. Evidently, there was a big difference between North Korea and South Korea. But shout out to the Korean War vets too. Frozen Chosun. Frozen Chosen. Kerry says, yeah, it exactly happened. We flew out of here. We flew out of there. Say Anything was great coming of age. Oliver Stone did one of my favorite movies, Midnight Express. Yeah. Any Given Sunday. I mean, he was a great director. And he was a Vietnam War vet, most importantly. Which movies did Oliver Stone direct? Okay. Oh, yeah, Natural Born Killers. Let's see. Platoon, Born on 4th of July, JFK, Wall Street, Natural Born Killers, Snowden. Talk Radio, The Doors, JFK, Heaven and Earth, Nixon, U-Turn, Any Given Sunday, Alexander, World Trade Center, W, Savages, Seizure, 1974. Wow. The Hand. The Hand? Salvador? Okay. He directed a lot of movies. Let's see which movies Brian De Palma directed. Which movies did Brian De Palma direct? Carrie. The movie Carrie was directed by Brian De Palma. Scarface, The Untouchables, Mission Impossible, Blowout, Dress to Kill, and Carlito's Way. And there's more. He directed a lot of movies. A lot of movies. Murder a la Mode, Greetings, The Wedding Party, Hi Mom, Sisters, Phantom of the Paradise, Obsession, Carrie, The Fury. Remember the movie The Fury? I remember the movie The Fury. Home movies, Dress to Kill, Blowout, Scarface, Body Double, Wise Guys, The Untouchables, Casualties of War, The Bonfire of the Vanities, Raising Cain, Carlito's Way, Mission Impossible, Snake Eyes, Mission to Mars, Femme Fatale, The Black Dahlia, Redacted, Passion, and Domino. So the first movie he directed was Murder a la Mode. How old is it? Is he still alive? Brian De Palma. He's still alive, 85 years old. Born on 9/11. God damn. From Newark, New Jersey. Ain't this about a bitch? Huh. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. We're about to get on the body here, man. We're gonna turn this this show into a movie IMDb collection, or collective, I should say. Bank robbers. Wait. He wrote Scarface? Okay. You saying, okay. Did Oliver Stone write the movie Scarface? Ain't this about a bitch? You right, Seika. You got me. I did not know that. Yes, Oliver Stone wrote the screenplay for the 1983. I'm done. You know what I mean? Just when I thought I knew it all. I thought I had it all. Thank you, Seika. You have humbled me tonight, sir. Again. See? Smart motherfuckers. Knowledgeable niggas. You know, this is the problem. This is the problem. I never get to be the smartest man in the room. It's the one dream I have. One day. One fine day. But here come y'all motherfuckers humbling me all the time. Nah, son. You ain't know this. I thought everybody knew this. That shit is like Mary is the mother of Jesus. You ain't know that? Even Muslims know that, dummy. Good looking on that. I never knew that. I've seen a bunch of Scarface documentaries. Not one of them ever said that Oliver Stone wrote it. I watched the Scarface documentary recently. And by recently, I mean within the past few months. I never knew that. Good shit. That's good shit. Yeah, man. And Deer Hunter, he said, it's so sad. He stayed there, made money playing Russian roulette. Remember when when he lost the Russian roulette and that blood was just coming out of the side of his head? And Robert De Niro tried to cover it like, no. Oh, man, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. But by that time, he was so war-torn. He just lost his mind. Think about it, making all of this money, becoming a legend. Who stays in Vietnam? Who does that? Him? Or was he in the Philippines? I think he went to the Philippines, right? Dennis Hooper. Colors. Okay. This may be a special series. Favorite movie night talk. I like it. Maybe Wednesday nights? Y'all with that? Wednesday nights? Favorite movie night? I'm gonna have to get my movie. I'm gonna have to start getting my movie muscles together. I've been out of the loop. No, I never been to the Philippines. I've never been to Asia. It's definitely on my bucket list. It's absolutely on my bucket list. Have you? You ever been to the Philippines? Gary says it showed the woman's view. And it says favorite movie night. You with that? I like it. I like it. And Kim was telling me a long time ago I need to do a movie night, John. And I guess the proof is right here. So let's do it. Wednesday nights, we can declare that simply favorite movie night. That makes it easy. Favorite movie night, Wednesday. So don't be absent every Wednesday. Like, as soon as we come up with a concept night and shit, you know what I mean? Y'all get ghost. All right, so we do music on Fridays. We could do movies on Wednesdays. I think I'm with it. Observer says, really, you missing out. I used to watch movies all the time. I never feel like I have enough time to do that now. That's how it feels. But I mean, I do have the time. It's just that I spend so much time watching, podcasts and A lot of political stuff and hood movie, or not hood movies, hood documentaries. I like real life shit. I'm a nonfiction guy. Band of Brothers. That was a very, very good movie. Oh, you've been to Philippines 5 times. Well, goddamn. You said the Filipino women are amazing. All you have to do, if you want to meet a lot of Filipino women, go to Villanova University. I worked there for 2 months. Lots of Filipinos represented at Villanova University in the housekeeping department. Lots of Filipinos. You said the Filipino women are amazing. I know why you say that. I do. I do. Dimples D's is all up in the house. Says greetings, family. Hunter, directed by Sean Linden. Oh, this is definitely her lane. She gonna come in with a bunch of movies. Like, wait. Movies? Now, stop the presses. Sega Sala says Filipino women are very nice. Oh, we got Asian fetish over here. I see what I know what's happening here. I know what's happening. A lot of people like Filipino women as far as Asia is concerned, even though I don't know how they consider that Asia. It's an island. That shit ain't on the continent. But neither is Japan or Taiwan. But okay. There's also a reason why in Europe people choose Swedish women. Yeah. It's because they're easy. Swedish women don't fuck around. Like, they like you, they be like, all right, let's fuck. No, you ain't gotta take me out. You ain't gotta, like, we gonna get this out of the way. Shirley, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's up? All right, y'all. So from now on, Wednesday night is going to be called Favorite Movie Night. We have declared it officially. Wednesday night is Favorite Movie Night. I'll probably tweak it, like categories of movies, categories of movie genres or whatever, dramas, comedies, thrillers, foreign movies. I don't know. We'll get it together. If y'all have any suggestions, y'all can call, leave messages on the show phone. Yes, this show, the show phone is, you can use that as like a regular phone. You can text, leave voice messages. I don't know if I should set up the voicemail. I probably didn't. I don't think I want to do that. No, I'm not gonna set up the voicemail. No voicemail, but you can text. You can text that number. So if y'all have any suggestions or whatever about any titles of any or any subjects of any shows, y'all can call that number 215-518-6149, and I'll definitely get back to you. Sick of Salad says they have Spanish names, which threw me off back in the day. Right. The Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, so they be like named Juan. Like, Juan, how's your name Juan? But they don't really be speaking Spanish like that. Some do, but most don't. It says, you only get this good information on Sons Live. Is that so? Well, If that's true, that's great. Okay, he says he never has to work again. So many of those are classics. Word. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do these birthday shout outs and then we're gonna get on up out of here. I had a great time with you guys. All right, so we have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious March 18th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Angel Diaz and Bernard Hill, Ron Tony Small, Phyllis James, Margaret Bona, Devin Robinson, Siobhan Rush, that's my cousin, Siobhan Rush, the BX or B Next, and Beasley Reese, and last but not least, Alpha Bohannon. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious March 18th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, well, we were originally talking about the situation is like having Blackjack. Their situation is like having 21. But we went off into the movie spinoffs or whatever. But whenever you make a move in your life, whenever you make a change in your situation, you have to weigh all of the consequences that may come from the moves that you may make, the pros, the cons, the benefits, the what's the opposite of a benefit? My vocabulary is challenged right now. But anyway, things that are not beneficial to you. Oh, anyway. Things are going to happen and adjustments are going to have to be made. And you may find out that what seemed like a really great situation may turn out to be a wash. Or it may turn out that, just like I said, getting a new job with a greater salary may be negated or diffused by having to pay more for travel, maybe other expenses that are associated with getting to the job or being at the job. Like, let's say you worked out in the burbs where you could park for free, and you move into you start working in the city where you have to pay for parking. Now, the raise that you got or the increase in salary that you got, you start chipping away into it. So you might find out that a benefit that seemed like it was this much might just be just a little bit. Same thing with changing lovers, or, you break up with one woman or break up with one man and you think that this next situation is going to be so much greater. You find out that it's all right. Maybe not. It might not be exactly what this is not as great as I originally had sketched it up in my mind movies. But nonetheless, when you feel like you have to make a move, then a move that has to be made. And, don't get squeamish about it. Don't get squeamish about it. Things are going to work out the way they're supposed to work out. It's going to be all right in the long run. But just know that the same way that you went to a better situation, you have to become better in order to make that situation better. People can't change your mind for you. You have to change it voluntarily. Hopefully, you change it in the right way. From now on, Wednesday night is movie night. Wednesday night is movie night. Favorite movie night, however we determine it to be. We're going to talk about movies on Wednesday nights. Hump Day. Wednesday movie night. I'm going to thank all y'all for coming through. I appreciate you. Mucho, 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 and exponential. Make sure y'all hit the like button if you didn't hit the like button. And we're going to be up out of here. I see y'all tomorrow night, though. 1 a.m. in the morning. Ooh, Carrie says, I want to join a book club. A movie club will be better. Now, we start talking about books on here. I know we're gonna lose a lot of cats. But you never know. You never know. Something tells me that many of y'all might be avid readers, too. We can kick that around, too. Maybe like on a Monday. I don't know. We'll see. I'll holler, y'all. Okay. Observer says, how about movies, sitcoms, and plays? I ain't mad at it. We'll get it together, though. Y'all can call the numbers, leave y'all suggestions or whatever. We get it together. Personally, we can do a lot of things. If y'all with it, I'm with it. Y'all know I'm here every night. If y'all here every night with me, what can't we do? Huh? Name something we can't do. I get at y'all, y'all. Have a good night. Be safe. See you tomorrow night, 1 o'clock. Peace. All right.